she has a bullet wound, she's stripped naked. There's so much that has happened. So I don't think getting into Koel is a bit of a journey. Every character starts off somewhere and ends in a completely different place, and the character arc of each of them is really well written. Kas Nandish and Abhay Chang.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it like merged right in. It was like they were always there. Working with the director, that's the fun of Ashish. So he lets you do what you want to do. He lets you explore. He has his own input. So it's like it's a teamwork.
Well, एक ऐसे cliffhanger पे खत्म हुई थी कहानियां अंदेखी 1 की कि अब अंदेखी 2 indeed is quite the much watched on the list itself, or better, binge watch on the list. Well, आज मेरे यानी विशाखा पंडित के साथ ओनली ऑन टेली चक्कर जुड़ने वाली है अपेक्षा पोरवल, जिनको आपने देखा सीजन 1 में कोयल के किरदार में। याद दिला देते हैं, कोयल का रिसेंटली लास्ट शॉट कुछ इस प्रकार का था जहां शी वाज शॉट एक्चुअली। well, इसके बाद उनकी कहानी कैसे प्रोग्रेस करेगी, आइए चलिए जानते हैं अपेक्षा के द्वारा ही, and let's see what all she wants to share about this time season 2 of Undekhi. Well, I would say firstly, welcome to Tele Chakkar Apeksha. It's a pleasure having you first thing in the morning here with us. How excited are you for Undekhi 2?
Oh my god, I can't even put it into words because Undekhi 1 came out in 2020, and obviously then we've had the pandemic, the lockdown, pandemic which is still going on with the lockdown and all that. Now the release upcoming on 4th of March. So yeah, I'm super excited, and the show is very, very special to me. Yeah, Undekhi is extremely special to me. It was my first show. So Undekhi is very special. So I'm quite excited.
Well, as you just said that it was your first show, so I'm sure when you go for an exam for the very first time, you have a lot of things that are going in your head, and you're like, okay, ye kaisa hoga, result kaisa aayega. So
Yeah.
what are you feeling kaisi thi? Like, do you still remember how was those feelings inside your heart?
Season 1, oh god, the thing with season 1 was, so we're all a relatively new cast, apart from, of course, Debu sir and Harsh sir. And the rest of us are relatively new. We were just all sold on the script, on the story, right? There was no name or the whole sort of shebang that comes with what a successful show is in our heads. But this was, we loved the story. I love Koyal, and we just came together really passionately, made this show with the director Ashish sir, Siddharth sir, and it turned out like when the show came out, I think there were hardly even too many promotions as such, because it was coming out in the lockdown, so we didn't really have like codings or screenings or this and that, and it came out, and it just overnight we were like, what is happening? Because it is I think what they call a sleeper success. I don't know exactly what that means, but that's what people call it, like a sleeper hit, where nobody expected that this is what would happen, and it was overwhelming, to be really honest. We made the show with a lot of love and passion, and we were like, oh, this is a good show, we have a good product, but nobody expected that it would be so well received and watched by so many people, and that we'd be here for season 2. So yeah, it's been quite the journey.
Fans को क्या कहेंगे that क्या prepare होकर वो देखें आपके किरदार को? How is it gonna be different from season 1, I would say?
मैं ये कहूँगी कि बिल्कुल प्रिपेयर करके देखना ही मत ये शो, because honestly from the get go there are so many twists and turns. It literally keep you at the edge of your seat. Like when I was reading the script, I had to keep on reading it continuously because I couldn't put it down. So hopefully the audience will experience the same. As for Koyal, the last point where we left off in season 1 was I get shot with a bullet wound. Rinku is looking for me, and Teji has driven me away, and Debu sir is on, Debu sir's character, Ghosh sir, is on our side. And that's where we left off. So it's quite the cliffhanger, and the journey from there is insane. Like I would say the arc is incredible. I can't reveal too much, but yeah, I think there's not much I can say, but it's a crazy, it's a really cool arc, and I hope the audience will like it.
When you got this 2 years ka lamba gap in the middle, and then obviously you again shot for it, and then now it's gonna get released pretty soon. Was it difficult to get back into the skin of Koel, or was it like a cakewalk for you?
I think Koel as a character is so different from who Apeksha is. It's two different worlds, right? Her background, she comes from the Sundarbans, she's a tribal girl. She, more than all of that, it's the what all she's gone through from her childhood, which we come to know in season one. In season one, her sisters is shot dead in front of her. Her Rishi, her companion, is shot dead in front of her. She has a bullet wound. She's stripped naked. There's so much that has happened. So I don't think getting into Koel is a bit of a journey. And yeah, we did have a 2-year gap. Like, we shot for season 1 in 2019 and we shot for this in 2021, so there was a 2-year gap, but it took a bit. We did workshops with Ashish, so always really helped. We had the
Again,
same
you had to do the workshops all over again, right?
Oh, absolutely. And we love it. Like, there were days when I was sitting in Sir's cabin, we were just referencing, we were discussing, just days and days of workshop. But that's the thrill of it, right? The journey of reaching the character is where the fun is at. So we did a bunch of workshops. I rewatched some of the scenes of season 1, where I got, sort of back into body language. I worked with the accent coach because I'm speaking very few lines in the show, but whatever lines I'm speaking are like, broken Bangla, the Bangla accent and all that. I had a bit of action training. So all of those things, working on the inner life in the sense of, her entire journey, her emotional baggage, everything that she comes with. So it was a journey, but I gotta say this, I missed being Koel. I really missed being Koel. So it was, I couldn't wait to get back to that.
Well, I would say all characters are important, obviously, in a series, because that's why it becomes like the success one that we're seeing right now. But if you had to really cast, let's say, yourself, and if not Koel, do you think that you would have fit in any other character?
And the answer is, I honestly don't know. I want to be Koel. Koel is very dear to me.
Okay, so, apart from Koel, who's more dear to you? Like, if not Koel, your favorite character kaun sa hai series mein?
I love Ghosh Sir's character. I love Rinku's character. I think it'd be really interesting to see like a female Rinku in a, where she is like a matriarchal household. They are protecting the so-called honor or whatever of the family. It might be interesting to see that. I think Teji is a really cool character. Abhay, who has come in season 2, again, they've written it beautifully. So I think the thing about season 2 is every character starts off somewhere and ends in a completely different place, and the character arc of each of them is really well written. So I'm quite excited to see how that
who did you bond the most with this time when you went for the shooting of season 2, and then who was there somebody that you missed from season 1 कोई ऐसे थे जो maybe weren't a part of season 2 and you wish that they were a part of season 2?
Of course, I really Abhishek, Rishi, who gets shot in season 1. He's a very, very dear friend. We shot so much together. So when you end up shooting scenes like that, which are so heavy duty, which are so emotional, which are so like there's so much action, and it's not always the easiest circumstances to shoot in, and then the bond between the two actors who shoot those scenes together is something that goes, it's really special. So I wish Rishi was there. Whom in season 2, the thing is, Undekhi, Vishakha, we're like a family, and it sounds like cliche, but we honestly, because most of us started out on this show, you're all of these, like super excited, super passionate people just wanting to do the best we can, come together, and we are really, really tight. So even now, like, we make plans all the time, we hang out all the time, and so I'm pretty close to everybody. And even there, like in Manali, when we were shooting, we used to, at the end of the day, Ashish sir's room was like our den, and the entire cast would go to the director's room. We would sit together at the end of the day. We would have dinner together. It's honestly like one big family. And the new cast, Nandish and Abhay Chang, it like merged right in. It was like they were always there.
Well, in that case, are you like a director's actor or you prefer improvising? What is it like for you?
I honestly don't know how to define this or what a director's actor should be or improvise, because it's all it's a bit of everything, right? I think with Ashish sir especially, we do a lot of workshops. We get really clear about how we want the character to be, where she comes from, what is the motivation for any particular scene, what the body language should be, with the everything. We work on all of those things in detail. I do my own prep, but then when you come on set, you just have to all of that preparation done, and then you're just in the moment, and the only thing that matters is what happens between action and cut, right? So when on set, it's just about being in the moment. It's working with the director. That's the fun of Ashish. So he lets you do what you want to do. He lets you explore. He has his own input. So it's like it's a teamwork. And I really enjoy working with him, because sometimes his directions can take the scene in a completely different way than what I have thought of. And there's no right or wrong, but sometimes his way is just what I love going with.
Now, what kind of roles would you see yourself playing? Like, what is that genre that really excites you, that you want to really try your hand at?
I want to do everything. Like, there's no hard and fast at all. In fact, what happened with me with Undekhi was that when I started off, I had just come in, Miss India was the last thing I had done. And after winning the pageant, I was looking for the right kind of role. And there were a whole bunch of things that came my way. But there's something about Koel that just, it had my heart. And a few people were like, oh, you'll be going on screen bareface, no makeup, in this avatar, coming straight from the pageant world into this avatar. And for me, there was nothing more thrilling than to be on screen in that. I honestly want to do anything and everything, as long as the story is great and the character is great. I'm open to anything.
Fans को इतना बता दीजिए, because Undekhi 1 के साथ they had set a very different benchmark, and now Undekhi 2 is coming. You guys have enjoyed portraying your characters. What is gonna be their takeaway? What can they expect out of the show's side?
I think it's going to be a thrilling ride. If season 1 kept you on the edge of your seat, I think season 2 will do that even more so. Every character goes through an incredible journey. The story in itself is, I was sold on the story in season 1, and season 2, has just taken it a notch higher. So I think they can expect a thrilling crime story that'll keep them at the edge of their seats. Yeah.
Well, I wish you all the luck, and thank you so much for joining us here at Telechakkar. And I really hope कि इसके बाद हम जल्द आपके नए प्रोजेक्ट्स पे बात करते हुए फिर एक बार नजर आए. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vishakha. This was wonderful. Thank you.
Same here. Thank you. Well, thank you so much, guys, for watching today's chat session with me, Vishakha Pandit. जहाँ आज मेरी मेहमान थी अपेक्षा, जिनको आप लोग देख रहे हैं अनदेखी में as a character called Koel. I really hope जितना ज़्यादा प्यार आपने season 1 को दिया, उतना ही प्यार आप season 2 को भी देंगे. Until then, this is me signing off for now. You do stay tuned to Telechakkar for all the more updates about the Tele world. Know all about the Tele world by subscribing to Telechakkar's YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated to our new videos.